What's up, guys? Another video for my YouTube channel. What a game for the Paraguayan team. What a game. They just made a defensive block. They just stay online like 4-5-1 with Enciso on top, and then maybe Almiron just trying to go forward as much as possible. But what a game. What a game by the goalkeeper, Orlando Gil. He saved 2 times in the same play to Mbappe at the very end, just keeping Paraguay in the game. Otherwise, they could end it up earlier. But what a game by the goalkeeper of Paraguay, Orlando Gil. He made a great job. Few saves, like very amazing saves, especially at the very end, as I'm saying. But what a game by Paraguay. They just made a defensive block. It was so hard for France just to get rid of that defensive block and try to score. If it wasn't for the ref, I mean, I think this game was ended up 0-0 in the regular time. I think it was a great game by Paraguay. I think France didn't have any ideas today. The plan was made by Paraguay perfect, I will say, by Gustavo Alfaro. They just made a defensive block and France can even vulnerable. So Paraguay was very solid. Of course, there was a lot of contact there. I think the PK, I mean, I ask you guys, what did you say? Please put it in the comments. I don't think it was enough contact. I mean, there was contact, but soccer is a sport of contact. On that PK that the refs just called right there, I don't think it was a PK, honestly. I think the Paraguayan player was saying that he was just jumping in the pool, right? So I think, of course, there was contact. When you see in the slow motion, you know, you could see that there is a touch right there, but I don't think it was strong enough just to, you know, made a friends. I think it was Dure. He make him fall. I don't think it was enough contact. I mean. And then they were complaining about every play. Of course, Paraguayan players, they were very strong, very solid. That right there, just, you know, just trying to get the ball all the time. They were fighting. They were gladiators all the game. But France was complaining about that. I didn't like the attitude of Mbappe. He was laughing. He was just making fun of the goalkeeper, of the Paraguayan goalkeeper. A player like him, he's not doing well doing that. Like he plays that particular attitude play against him. I don't know, guys. You let me on the comments below what you think about Mbappe. So at the very end, the goalkeeper of Paraguay, Orlando Gil, he was just trying to shake hands and he just face off and face other way, and he didn't say anything at the time. He was just laughing at several Paraguayan players at the very end. And I think France, honestly, they didn't do nothing today. Just let me just put some comments below. Just name one goal chance creation before the 1-0. There was nothing. Of course, when they scored the first goal, Paraguay was more vulnerable because they were just going up, trying to get the tie, even though not as much as you could expect, because they have to tie the game, otherwise they have to come back home, right? So, but there wasn't really a lot of trying to find spaces for Paraguay when they were losing. But even though that, France just created like that Mbappe chance, that there was a double chance in just one play that the goalkeeper saved it perfectly. But honestly, I can't really remember one really, other than just shooting from the outside of the box, right? So there was one shoot from outside the box, and again, Orlando Gil saved it amazingly with one hand. But other than that, it's just hard to remember one really clear chance of goal, like a goal creation situation right there. I can. And France, of course, is stronger. I don't think they play well today. Honestly, I think the team that played very well today was Paraguay. They just did their own game. Of course, they know their own possibilities, so they play the perfect plan. Just two lines, 4-5, strong defensive block, and then trying to counterattack as fast as they could with Enciso and maybe Almiron. Almiron also making some runs. It was a shame that both players, Enciso and Almiron, weren't in the field when they were losing 1-0. Otherwise, you know, you could expect more chances maybe on Paraguay, because they have to tie, right? So with them in the field, with Enciso and Almiron, maybe the story could be different, but it is what it is. They were not in the field at the time when they were losing. Avalos is a tall guy. He's just pretty strong, but not really a fast guy that can find the France defense vulnerable. If you ask me, like the ref, I don't think the ref was really fair, honestly. You know, some behavior, of course, Paraguayan was very, like, they were just going into the ball very hard as much as they could. But the French players, I mean, come on, guys. I mean, it's just a soccer, it's a sport of contact, right? So they were just falling into the field, check all the time. Koundé at the very end with Galarza. Galarza just barely touched him, and he was just falling in the ground. I mean, come on, France. I mean, like you were the sub champs at the last World Cup, and the previous World Cup you were the champs. So come on, you don't really need that. It's same by Mbappe, right? He was laughing at the Paraguayan goalkeeper or laughing at all the Paraguayans. I don't like that attitude, honestly. I don't know. Let's just put on the comments below. What did you guys see? And I'm my first language is Spanish. I can tell you guys. Mbappe was saying to one of the guys, La concha de tu madre, which that means like a very strong bad words for the Paraguayan, and because of course Mbappe just speaks Spanish, right? So. And I remember like one of the games of the Paraguayan team on the group phase. Almiron got a straight red card just for doing this, just for covering his mouth. Right here, Mbappe was just saying very bad words to one of the players. He was filming right there. You could read his own lips, and no one did nothing. They called the ref because of that just very soft fall on the box. But when you see something like that, like Mbappe just saying really bad words to other players, I don't know. I don't think it was. Fair. Maybe the rules should change. Maybe, I don't know. But and I'm asking you this question, guys. I don't know what you think. Let me in the comments below. I don't think it's fair enough. I mean, Mbappe just saying bad words to another Paraguayan player, and Almiron who got a straight red card on the group phase for doing nothing because he was just covering his mouth. I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't know. Maybe the rules should change. I don't know. Anyway, what a game! What a game for. It's really not like a very entertaining game because there was not a lot of chances created by both teams. A lot to see because France was not really able just to create chances, and then the time was running out. And if it wasn't for that PK, I don't think what could have happened, right? So very very maybe frustrating by the Paraguayan team and the Paraguayan people. I would say, I have the underdog syndrome, right? So I was just rooting for Paraguay, of course, and for Orlando Gil because he's the goalkeeper of San Lorenzo de Almagro, which is my favorite team in Argentina. But I mean, I think it was a very, very decent work by the Paraguayan team. They eliminated Germany in the previous game, and today they did a great job. France didn't create chances, actually. And I can't remember more than what I say, like, shooting from outside the box. And today was a great performance by Paraguay with the team they have and with the strategy they have, just making a just true defensive block and just covering all the spaces and running as much as they could. And when they had the ball, just trying to counterattack as fast as they could with Enciso and Almiron and maybe Galarza. Really strong performance by Paraguay, but it wasn't the day today. It wasn't the day. Unfortunately, that PK, the only chance that France has to score, it ended up being 1-0 for France. Cheers for Paraguay. More to come for France that now has to face Morocco. I think with this type of performance, I think Morocco has a really great chance to beat France. Really serious chance to beat France with this particular performance. I think Morocco has a lot of chances. We'll see. Thank you. If you like this kind of videos, put the comments below. Just put like and subscribe if you like the content. Thank you. We'll see you in the next video.